Welcome to the highlights of the Limited Overs International at the Gabba in Brisbane between Pakistan and West Indies. A vital game this for both teams, more so for Pakistan because they actually have to win this game to stay in the fight for the finals. This is the way the points table looks at the moment. The Australians have played 5 and have 7 points, but they're not on top with the net run rate. That privilege goes to the West Indies, who've played 6 and have 6 points, and Pakistan have played 5 but only have 3. They could get up to 5 today if they were to beat the West Indies. Now, the two teams for this clash, Pakistan have surprised by leaving out Ramiz Raja, who was not feeling well this morning on the day of the match, and Amir Sohail has been made 12th man. There's Javed Miandad, Saeed Anwar and Shahid Saeed, 2 new players in there. Inzamam, then Salim Malik, Asif Mushtabah, Wazim Akram, Rashid Latif, Waqar Yunus, leg spinner Mushtaq Ahmed and Aqib Javed. Now, West Indies are going in with a tried combination. They know they are playing well at the moment. They've come back from the Melbourne Test defeat. They played well in Sydney. And they have Richardson at the top with Haynes, Lara, Simmons, Arthurton and Hooper. Then Adams, Murray, Bishop, Benjamin, Ambrose and Logie. Well, Pakistan won the toss and decided to bat first. When Tony Greig made his pitch report, the key would only just go through the surface of the pitch, but then it went in very, very quickly, and that indicated to me and to Tony as well that there was a considerable amount of moisture under the surface, and the side batting first might find itself in Jade Anwar. Bill Laurie is in the commentary box, and with him is Michael Holding.
Bishop needs to get it right, to be spot on. Little French cut down to fine leg. It's a lucky start, but it's a good one.
Yes, movement there again for Ian Bishop. Bit of luck there for Anwar, getting the inside edge and missing the stumps, but it's 4 runs to Pakistan.
White ball tends to swing quite a lot here at the Gabba. There he is, and this time he's gone. Good catch. Brian Lara in form, takes the catch. Good piece of bowling, a tentative edge, a good start for the West Indies.
Bit of movement there again for Ian Bishop. Certainly has gotten the ball to move this morning. Quite a few deliveries came into the left-hander. This one, well, let's try it the other way this time. Success. Good catch that by Brian Lara. Pakistan lose their first wicket. Anwar goes. It's 1 for 2.
Inzamam al-Haq batting at number 3 for Pakistan today. 1 for 2 in the first over. Fine catch by Brian Lara at first slip, diving forward. Anwar out for 2. That's the end of a very good over from Ian Bishop. There was some movement, pretty good line when the ball does swing as much as that. And some fine catching by Brian Lara. That's an excellent start. Pakistan 1 for 2. And Brian Lara has caught very well in the slips this summer.
I don't think Richard Richardson was too worried about the fact that he lost the toss this morning, because with Brian Lara taking that catch and Pakistan losing an early wicket, I think it's quite indicative of the amount of moisture that possibly is in the pitch, plus the fact that they have started at 9 o'clock this morning.
Benjamin to take up the attack from the members' end. It's beautifully bowled. The perfect line, didn't get an edge.
Yes, very good ball that again. Pitching just outside the off stump, a bit of movement again.
It's knocked down by Carl Hooper, good save, just the single conceded. This pitch looks to me to be very flat. 4 wickets is 76, an average of 19. It's a good start for him, and he will improve with experience.
And he certainly hasn't done a lot of work on this tour so far.
Well, that's a crazy shot, and that's out. Phil Simmons, he's a good fieldsman, he won't drop this. And that's a very valuable wicket. Poor selection of shots there for Inzamam al-Haq. That was not needed at this stage. And Pakistan are 2 for 7.
Bit of pace and bounce and movement here again. Inzamam al-Haq, not really that short. He just decided to pull that through the onside, or to try and pull it through the onside. It wasn't the length or quite the line. Benjamin strike for the West Indies again. Pakistan in real trouble. Inzamam ul Haq goes. Well, Daddles follows him. It's 2 for 7 Pakistan.
Javed Miandad, who won the toss, elected to bat, comes to the crease at 2 for 7. Our viewers in Pakistan will be hoping the captain can play one of those great knocks. Made a magnificent 90 in New Zealand in the Test match. It was a poor shot by Inzamam ul Haq. Wasn't short enough to pull. And Simmons took the catch.
Not a very good example for the lower order batsmen, I think one would say. Inzamam ul Haq, a youngster who Pakistan thinks so highly of, and I think they would have expected him to really play a good innings out there for them today.
Swung back late, the in-swinger. Good over, 2 for 7. Experienced Javed Miandad. Saeed, a newcomer to international ranks. And he's gone too. Well caught. Ryan Lara got a good pair of hands. Not a good shot, but plenty of bounce for Bishop. And the West Indies on fire at the Gabba.
And they certainly will be very happy with the performance so far this morning. Ian Bishop getting a fair amount of bounce there again. Little bit of movement, not a great deal of movement. I think it was more bounce than movement. And Brian Lara takes another very good catch. West Indies really on top. Pakistan struggling. Side only 1, 3 for 7.
Salim Malik, the new batsman. Salim Malik plays and misses. Good over from Bishop. The two experienced campaigners at the crease now for Pakistan, and they'll need to play well at 3 for 7.
The West Indies must be very happy with the proceedings at the moment, Bill, but personally I think there's a bit too much movement and bounce out there for a one-day game. The batting is going to struggle on a pitch like this, especially with 2 brand new balls, one from either end.
Certainly too much life. That is a genuine wide, that one. Pretty well taken by Junior Murray.
Yes, he had to go a long way to get that one. Brian Lara was taking evasive action. Look at that go. Wow.
Pakistan 3 for 8 at the Gabba as David Gower and Greg Chappell take up the commentary.
Joy for Pakistan after quite a bit of disaster early on. The outfield quite fast, but not quite fast enough. That's perhaps the longest boundary on the Gabba. The Gabba looking a picture here. That's a good delivery, and now we've got another victim. Javed Miandad is on his way back to the pavilion. The West Indians are right on top here at the Gabba.
Well, there didn't seem much that Javed Miandad could do about this ball. It was the ideal line just outside the off stump. Just a fraction of movement away. He could have left it, I suppose, if you want to be harsh about it. That's good bowling by Ian Bishop. He's having a good morning there. Junior Murray does the job behind the stumps. Javed Miandad is out. He's gone for a duck, and Pakistan are 4 for 11.
Pakistan in need of a miracle at the Gabba. They've lost 4 wickets. They've just moved along to 12. They had a disaster in Sydney a few weeks ago. Failed to recover. They'll need a miracle here with Asif Mushtabah, hero of earlier times in the summer, but he's going to need to be more than a hero here today. He and Salim Malik are going to need to pull Pakistan out of a very big hole. So another wicket has fallen. Pakistan are 4 for 12 after 7 overs. Javed Miandad would have been quite happy when he won the toss earlier this morning, but not so now.
There's Javed, the 4th victim. just fences that ball from Ian Bishop. A little bit of wobble there from Bishop again. There's been some movement for both the West Indies bowlers this morning.
Pakistan are on the bottom of the points table in the World Series Cup competition. Oh, and that's another good delivery. Quite a bit of movement out there and a lot of bounce.
Well, it's amazing what going around the wicket can do for you. As Greg Chappell said, just go around the wicket, sort your line out, and this is what happens. Nips back quite sharply over the top of the off stump.
That's gone. Trying to leave it alone, not quite sure what to do. Asif Mushtabar is on his way back. He's a disappointed young man. Really wasn't quite sure what he wanted to do. The bounce and a bit of seam had concerned him early in the over, and it's brought him undone on this occasion.
Just a fraction too late, Asif Mushtabar, in trying to take the bat away. Being the right solution. Unfortunately, the inside edge goes straight down on the stumps. Asif Mushtabar cannot believe what's happened. I don't suppose there's much certainty either in the Pakistan dressing room. They're now 5 for 12.
Wasim Akram is out there a little bit earlier than he had expected. Wasim Akram decides to go about it the best way he knows how, with full-on aggression.
Well, I bet you that's taken everyone by surprise at the Gabba. Both the crowd and, of course, Kenneth Benjamin. Benjamin's bowled very well this morning. The last thing he expected was Akram to face his second ball, give himself room, and smack it straight over mid-off for 4. That's not a bad shot.
That's the first boundary of the day, and it follows the loss of Asif Mushtabar's wicket. The extra bounce brings him undone here. Thinks about leaving it. Couldn't get his bat out of the way fast enough before the bounce took the inside edge onto the off stump. A very dejected Mushtabar slowly made his way off the Gabba. 5 wickets for 19, Pakistan at the Gabba. Javed Miandad won the toss and elected to bat. They wish that he could have a second go at that. Wasim Akram has definitely decided to make some room and play aggressively. He's not going to stand around and be dismissed cheaply. He's already taken himself to the higher scorer, equal with sundries. It's one of the few weapons the bowler has in limited over cricket. He's got to consider his line and length. And that's not the line and length to be bowling to a rampant Wasim Akram. 5 for 27.
And a lot of blue dots there. Those are the wickets that have fallen for Pakistan this morning.
Got Kenneth Benjamin again going around the wicket. Very much an offside field here. There seems to be a little bit of confusion as to where everybody should be fielding. It's rather an aggressive attacking field. Wasim Akram has signalled his intentions to fight fire with fire. Akram again making room for himself. Quite a full delivery from Kenneth Benjamin. Just slipping down the leg side.
Idea was right from Kenneth Benjamin, following Wasim Akram down towards the leg side. Wasn't far away from those stumps either.
Kenneth Benjamin has bowled 13 no balls in his 3 matches in this series. Goes for the short one. It's in the air, but it's fallen safely with all those fieldsmen clustered around on the offside. It's a wonder somebody didn't get their hand to it. Pakistan 5 for 30. Back in the pavilion, Salim Malik and Wasim Akram still there to try and do a rescue operation as Richie Benno and Ian Chappell move into the commentary position.
Curtly Ambrose strides back to his mark. And gone. Curtly Ambrose has done the trick in his first over. A ball that probably held its line, may have just cut a little, but it's done the trick. It's clipped off stump.
No sooner does Ambrose come on than he does that with what on the replay shows itself to be quite a useful leg cutter. Curtly Ambrose the wicket, Salim Malik the man gone for 8, and it's 6 for 31.
Pakistan batsmen coming and going pretty frequently at the moment. Rashid Latif is the new man. Rashid Latif off the mark. And if that throw had been on line, Wasim Akram would have been heading back to the pavilion.
58.3 runs per 100 balls. He's a great bowler in any form of the game, Curtly Ambrose. Test matches, limited overs internationals. Best 5 for 17 against Australia.
Shouts of catch it. Would have been a terrific job to catch it because it was hit extremely well. The attempted Yorker.
So he got both hands to it. It was a good reflex action.
Shouts of catch it, but it's going to clear Gus Logie. It's quite well timed. Almost looked as though it was a last-minute decision to go over the top. That one was a lot more risky. And it brings the second boundary in that over to Rashid Latif at 6 for 44. High in the air, the keeper is heading for it. Oh, and they've collided and the ball's got away. Phil Simmons is the man who's down, and the umpire is calling for the physio.
I'm not surprised. First thing I thought of was back to the tied test match with Wesley Hall and Rowan Kanai in collision, which viewers at the cricket ground the other day were able to see on the big screen when the rain came. But
Waitsy was very quick to get out in the middle. Junior Murray, it looks as though he may have just ricked his back in that collision. Simmons is up and moving around.
Well, Junior is going to go through the pain barrier with his back and his shoulder, I would think, as well. He seemed to land on that. Philip Simmons, I was very pleased to see him get up because he had that operation when he was so badly injured in England, fractured skull operation. Now this is what happened. Junior Murray, Curtly pulls out, and well, they got away with it very lightly, I reckon. 6 for 54 now, Pakistan. That'll be something of a landmark for the dressing room to see the 50 come up.
Mushtaba, Phil Simmons. He's going to be right on the fence, but he takes it. So finally, Curtly Ambrose gets his man. Wasim Akram is gone.
Gives you an idea that Philip Simmons mightn't be 100% fit because there wasn't the normal elation and the little dancing there. It's just a bit too painful for him at the moment, I would say. But he's judged that nicely. Curtly Ambrose has the wicket, and the whole of the West Indian side have gone down now just to check on Phil Simmons' condition. 7 for 54, we can tell you that Pakistan's condition is very ordinary.
As Waqar Younis comes to the crease, in the commentary position now, Michael Holding and Tony Greig.
And young Williams gets an opportunity to go out onto the field because, as you see there, Phil Simmons left the field not really feeling too good. Very important for Pakistan to try and bat for as many overs as possible. Try and get through these 50 overs.
In the air and out. Straight to firster, Brian Lara again, looking as safe as a house there. Takes the catch, no trouble at all. And are these West Indians enjoying themselves? Mind you, have a look at the face of Waqar Younis. His turn will come, and he might just make 1 or 2 jump and all.
Yes, not a great deal of movement there, just a bit of bounce and Lara safely poaching that one. West Indies definitely on top. Wakar Yunis gone. It's 8 for 55.
It's going to take a real effort by him. He's got a batting average of 9.47 and a higher score of 17. And doesn't waste too much time. 61.2 is his strike rate. That is runs per 100 balls. He's on strike now. Oh, and he didn't really know where that was. In fact, it was aimed straight at his nose. Managed just to get out of the way by using his gloves. Watch this.
And that wasn't particularly short from Ian Bishop.
So just 21 overs of bowled, 8 for 58. And that's not a good sight for Pakistan. In the air and out. Yes, Richie Richardson taking the catch there. It really did balloon up in the air. No problems for him. He had a long way to go, but the ball stayed up there. And so Bishop has struck again. Well, Mushtaq on his way back. He's going to have to do it with the ball now. And Pakistan really are in serious trouble.
The bounce again is what did Mushtaq there. Not a great deal of movement, just a fair amount of bounce of Ian Bishop. Mushtaq couldn't get on top of it. He departs for 2. Pakistan slide deeper into trouble. 9 for 58.
Aqib Javed, the new batsman. He's the last of the Pakistanis. He's not going to hang around. It's their lowest score in one-day internationals in point of fact is 74. That is against England at the Adelaide Oval.
And this is why Aqib is currently at the crease. Mushtaq not quite getting on top of that one. Very simple catch for Richie Richardson. They don't come much simpler than that.
Yes, they've played 61 matches, these two sides, against each other, that is. The West Indies have won 41 of the 16. He missed that by about 6 inches. That's in the air, and I think it'll clear everybody and bounce down towards the fence. There's no third man there, so into the fence they fall. That's only the 5th 4 of the innings.
Under normal circumstances, in a one-day game, you'd expect the West Indies to have a third man. But this field placing is like a test match. No third man. Just sliding off the outer half of the bat there. 4 runs to Pakistan.
That's nicely played. Got 2 there.
Very overcast condition, but today the ball is just bouncing. It's not really doing as much off the seam as it's bouncing.
Whoop, he followed him there, and he's going to have a shy of the stumps. No, he's not, because he missed it. He's got huge hands, and he sort of spread them around there, but the ball wasn't in the vicinity. They won the toss, decided to bat here. They've always fancied batting first against Pakistan against the West Indies because of their attack. Well, that's wide. Well taken, though. As Javed Miandad was saying, I think he always thought that their best chance of beating the West Indies was to bowl second because of the strength of their attack. In the air and over the top. Oh, the ball's certainly coming onto the bat.
And that's the Pakistani story at the moment. About 3 or 4 pretty good overs, but the fall of wickets, the blue dots, that is what has retarded their progress. 9 wickets down already.
Oh, he's flicked that one into the gap. No, he hasn't. It's been cut off. There are 2 men down there, but back for the second. Well, that was a premeditated little flick to the onside. He started moving before the ball was out of the hand of the bowler. Akib Javed on strike. Full toss in the air, and that's out too. So that one hit the really hit the base of the bat and went straight to Benjamin at mid-off. And so 5 wickets there for Bishop. And what a disaster for Pakistan. They won the toss, decided to bat first, and it really was a disaster. This is how the last wicket fell.
Yes, a definite disaster here for Pakistan. Not a very challenging target at all for the West Indies.
Well, that was a disaster if ever I've seen some very, very ordinary batting there from Pakistan. There was a lot of bounce in the pitch, as we prefaced before the start of that particular innings, and a bit of movement off the seam as well, and perhaps it wasn't the ideal sort of pitch on which to bat first. Now, this is the card of the Pakistan innings. It makes sorry reading. Saeed Anwar 2, Shahid Saeed 1. Inzamam, no score. Javed Miandad, no score. And there's another one of those down the bottom, Waqar Yunus. The only 2 players to impress at all were Wasim Akram, who was a heady player and a terrific hitter, who made 19, and Rashid Latif, who has a bit about him, not just in skill with the wicket-keeping gloves and the bat, but also with temperament. He was unbeaten on 22. Mushtaq 2 and Akib Javed 4. Now, the bowling figures for West Indies, thoroughly impressive. The man at the top, 8.4 overs, Bishop, no maiden, 5 for 25. Kenneth Benjamin, 2 for 16. Ambrose, who didn't come on until the score was 5 for 31, finished up with 6 overs, 1 maiden, and 3 for 13. We join play now in the West Indies innings. It's in the 3rd over. The score is none for 4. All sundries make up that 4. And the bowler is Wasim Akram. He's coming into Brian Lara. And your commentators are David Gower and Greg Chappell.
Well, that's 4 very good runs indeed. That's a fantastic shot from Brian Lara, just hitting the ball on the up. I suspect that's the residue of his form from Sydney.
Fairly resounding shot when you consider how much the ball has been on top of the bat so far today. Brian Lara shows some of that talent.
That's going to be caught. No, it's not. There's a big outside edge from Brian Lara. Rashid Latif dove across in front of first slip. Got his left glove to it. It wasn't enough. Wasim Akram isn't happy. West Indies get 1 more run, and more important, don't lose the wicket.
Well, it looks spectacular in the way that Rashid Latif leaps across, but the lack of footwork is the thing that really is disappointing about that, and that's why Wasim Akram can't believe it and is very frustrated and angry about the fact that Rashid Latif has leapt across in front of Al-Haq at first slip. It would have gone straight to the first slip fieldsman.
Well, frustration for Wasim Akram. He gets a chance now to bowl to Desi Haynes. It's going to be close, and it's going to be 5. Well, Pakistan need the wickets. If there's a chance for a run, and I suppose you've got to go for it. There's never any chance for a man backing up. A lot of the fielders in close positions, catching positions.
Desmond Haynes was pretty keen to get away from Wasim Akram and get off the mark. It's going to be a close contest anyway. He would probably have had Brian Lara out. At least if he misses, he had plenty of people backing up.
And again, Brian Lara tucks it off his waist. He'll come back for 2. Wasim Akram nearly getting in the way. It's turning out to be quite a useful over for West Indies.
It's a sorry tale. Pakistan, after 7 overs, they were 4 for 12 after Javed Miandad won the toss, elected to bat on what really is a minefield. Extra bounce, movement off the seam, causing problems for all the batsmen. Well bowled. Waqar Yunus, a beautiful bowler, a very good line bowler. Very rarely doesn't commit the batsman to a stroke. That was a slower delivery, good change of pace. And like most of the great fast bowlers, that swings in as well. That's very well played. He's not all that tall. He really has got a good array of deliveries. This is very good defensive cricket by Brian Lara. He picked up the slower delivery, didn't fall across the line, held his ground, and got the full face of the bat to that ball. Good piece of cricket. It's pretty lethal delivery as well. Another good over. No wicket for 21. Stump vision shows that pitch looks very flat. I can assure you it's alive and well with plenty of bounce as Haynes gets a single down to the third man. A lot of bounce. It's quick. And the ball swinging, the two white balls, making life very difficult for batsmen.
There's a lot of head shaking going on out there. Wajim Akram, when he was called for a wide, a drop chance off Wajim Akram, went past the outside edge, and now one has just run off the outside edge fairly gently through the gully, and the fielder who's dived for it has missed it completely.
I guess Wajim Akram and Waka Yunus are saying that he just bowled a test side out for 93 and wanted us to bowl a one-day side out for 71. It's a big ask. If you drop catches, it's not really on.
They only need 50 at a run rate of 1.2. The only way Pakistan can pose any problems is to knock over 3 or 4 of them very, very quickly.
It's in the air, he's out. Yes, he is. Caught a third man. So Wajim Akram strikes. Brian Lara slashing away. Waka Yunus took the catch straight to him, went quickly. That's the breakthrough they needed.
Indeed it was. The problem for Pakistan is that Waka Yunus and Wajim Akram can only bowl 10 overs each, so can Mushtaq Ahmed, the spinner. Safely, he didn't have to move more than a yard or so, away to his right-hand side. Brian Lara, 1 for 22. The West Indies, and 9 overs have gone.
West Indies 1 for 22. Brian Lara out, caught a third man slashing away at a quickish delivery. He'll try and York Richardson. He'll try and swing the ball from off to the middle and knock him over. He'll push the odd one across and then he'll swing one back in. Just a beautiful bowler. Here's the dismissal.
Enough bounce there for Brian Lara not to be able to keep the ball down.
The delivery, an edge gets Richardson off the mark, not all that convincing. Really is a bit of a minefield here. It looks a flat pitch, but there's plenty of bounce and movement. There's the throw back of the head, the bottom hand away, which allowed the ball to drop quickly to the ground. Wajim Akram maybe just a little bit off the boil here, just driving too hard for those wickets they need. And Haynes picks up 3, probably with a nice on drive. Not all that much punch in that stroke, just defensive push through the vacant mid-on position. It's 1 for 30. Desmond Haynes just trying to find a bit of touch with the drive or two. Picks up 2 more. It's a good shot. That's 4. That's Haynes at his best. It's just a fraction short. Haynes onto the back foot. Hit that superbly.
Shahid Saeed got away to his right. Not too sure that the replay will show that he did as quickly as he should have, nor as accurately.
Trying to get on the front foot for the half volleys. Lovely square cut. He's moved to 15.
So we have a graph that gives you some indication of the difference at this stage. The West Indies, bearing in mind they know exactly what they've got to do, have just lost the 1 wicket, and while they did dip under the yellow line there for a second, they've got plenty of wickets in hand, and so there are no problems for them unless there's a sensational breakthrough here, which seems unlikely. So 15 overs have now been bowled. He's having a go at the non-strikers end there. Desmond Haynes taking it quite easily. Salim Malik, the fieldsman here, he noticed he was taking it quite easily, and decided to have a go, but Desmond Haynes really turned it on in the end, and in fact he probably would have been out if it had hit. Oh, and that's badly misfielded. Waqar Younis there diving over the top of that one. The West Indies flag fluttering in the breeze, and why wouldn't it be? After 16 overs, they're looking really good. That brings up the 50. It looks as if Wasim Akram has had enough for the day. He's going off the ground. Into the gap, beautifully played. That is only just over pitch, little wide, and he's blasted it through the offside field.
Beautiful square drive there from Desmond Haynes.
As that one smashed in the air for four. Oh, he hit that one like a rocket. I think Richie Richardson actually fancies a nice leisurely lunch and not having to go back. He really did give that one a smash. There goes the bouncer. It's been pulled away into the gap for four. Good shot. Not only did he pull it away down towards square leg for four, but he hit it straight into the ground as well as into the gap.
There is no better hooker in the game than Richie Richardson.
Oh, slow ball, good one too, and they get a single. So the clock is on 12:29, and the umpire is making his way towards the stumps quickly, thankfully. There we are. That is over the top for six, and that's the end of the game. A magnificent hit straight down the ground by Richie Richardson. It's gone straight down the ground. Ian Chappell looks good in the sweep. And so there it is. The West Indies 1 for 72 in the 20th. And Richie Richardson, the man who did the damage at the end.
Yes, a beautiful hit from Richie Richardson. Ball lobbing on the back of the dog track.
No real problems there for the West Indies. 1 for 72, and they did it in relative comfort. Lara, the man out, caught Waqar Younis bowled Wasim Akram for 10. He struggled just a little bit more today, but there was still plenty of juice in that pitch. Desmond Haynes, 25, took him 59 balls. Richie Richardson, 22 in 34. 1 for 72, it only took them 19.2 overs. And as I say, there's still a bit of movement there on a pitch that wasn't quite suitable for a limited overs fixture. Wasim Akram 1 for 33. Waqar Younis bowled well, 7 overs, 3 maidens, none for 13. Aqib Javed 2 overs, no maiden, no wicket for 16. And Mushtaq Ahmed 1.2 over, no maiden, no wicket for 10. The points table as it stands at the moment, West Indies have gone to the top. They've played 7 and they have 8 points. The Australians have games in hand and have 7 points, but it is academic now for Pakistan. 6 played, they've won just 1, and the World Cup champions have only 3 points, and they are right at the bottom of the table with West Indies and Australia going to fight it out. The presentation area is ready for us now, so is Tony Gregg. Here he is with the 2 captains and the player of the match.
Thank you, Richie. Well, I've got $7,000 here allocated out of the Benson Hedges kitty for this match, and the players have been good enough to allow us into their dining room. And first of all, Javed Miandad is going to pop up here. Javed, your $2,000. Not a great performance. Having won the World Cup, since then, things, certainly in terms of one-day cricket, haven't gone too well.
Yes, so far we're not doing well. I agree with you, because team is under pressure, and you played cricket, you know, once any batsman under pressure, it's very difficult for him to come back unless he just leave cricket for at least 1 or 2 weeks, or come back, just do a lot of training, practice, something like that.
So do you think that the program you're saying is a bit hectic?
I think so. We have been playing cricket for last almost a year, and we haven't got any rest. And obviously, we are touring in this country, and we got only 14 players, and we have been trying same players. Now it's up to the players to how to perform and come back.
No excuses as far as this game's concerned. I mean, was it just bad batting?
I think we have been batting very badly particularly in this tournament, and you could see bowling doing so well, and especially in this game they bowled well too, and batsmen also under pressure.
Well, you're going to have to go berserk from here on in. You're going to have to score a lot of runs and win the next two matches to have even a slim chance.
Yes, anything can happen in cricket. Never know. We might come back.
Well, thanks for coming. Thanks for interrupting your lunch. Talk to us. Thank you very much. Right, we've also got Richie Richardson, who's come down. Thanks very much, Richie.
Yeah,
That's your $4,500.
Yeah, it was a good fun.
Well, it wasn't that bad a pitch, do you think?
No, the wicket wasn't all that bad. I think that our bowlers bowled very well, especially the Holy Terror. He really ran in and bowled some great deliveries, and maybe one or two of the Pakistani batsmen didn't bat as well. But I think basically Ian Bishop bowled exceptionally well.
Yes, he did. And as far as the bounce is concerned, I mean, it didn't move sideways at all. There wasn't much swing out there, just a bit of extra
He did
bounce.
a little bit. Early on, bowling from one end, there was a little bit of bounce, but I don't think it was much magic in the wicket. It was a wicket that you had to really, early on, keep a watchful eye and get stuck in. But as I said again before, guys bowled well.
Sold out tomorrow. Everyone's looking forward to that.
Yeah,
one.
we're looking forward to that match as well. We'd like to see this figure again in my hand tomorrow.
4,500.
Yeah, and I think also it will be a good moral booster for us if we could beat Australia going into the finals, and also looking ahead at the two test matches.
Pretty close call on that catch. Any problems for Simo?
No. Simo is all right. Junior wrist is a bit sore, but the guys are all right.
Right, well, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Well played today. Right, the man of the match who gets this Baccarat crystal bliss here as well as $500 is Ian Bishop. I'll leave that there for you. There's the money. You better take that with you. Congratulations. A lot of bounce out there for you today. But you've had a lot of success against Pakistan in Australia. 5 wickets twice.
Yeah, it goes back to about 4 years ago when I had 5 for 25, I think, which is basically the same figures as today. So, it's always good to get a performance like that in, especially on a tour like this where wickets seem to be a bit hard to come by.
5 for 27 last time. This time 5 for 25.
Thank you.
So these are your best figures.
Yeah, I believe so.
Yes, and tomorrow the Australian batting lineup slightly more. I think you're probably going to have a few more problems with them than this Pakistan lineup. We're having trouble, obviously, with their batting.
Well, I think that is left to be seen. I think the guys bowled pretty well today. There was a bit of moisture in the wicket early on, a bit of bounce and a bit of movement, and we capitalised on it. Tomorrow is going to be a hard game for us. Every game is a hard game, and we're just going to have to play it as we see it.
Well, very well bowled today. Congratulations on your
Thank
figures. Right, there we are, Rich. That's all from down here.
Thanks, Tony. Well, no joy there for the Pakistan skipper Javed Miandad, but plenty for Richie Richardson, the captain, and also for the player of the match, Ian Bishop, who bowled very well in conditions very much in favour of the bowlers. So the next game coming up in this double-header is between Australia and the West Indies here in a few hours' time at the Gabba. We just hope it lasts a little bit longer than the one between West Indies and Pakistan. For the moment, it's goodbye.